Hi kindergarten friends, Miss Groom here. Just wanted to create a little video to show you what life is like on the farm. So every day I leave school and I come home to the farm here where I am responsible for feeding and taking care of all the animals here. I have goats, which you'll see shortly. I have chickens, I have lots of cats and kittens, I have a rabbit, and so I can't wait to kind of take you along and give you a little bit of a tour of what the farm life is like. After my tour and my virtual field trip, then you will see a short little snippet about the dairy farm and the dairy farm industry. Thankfully, one of my friends works on a dairy farm and allowed me to come video him so I could create that for you. And then also, I know a lot about hay and straw and how to make hay, so I have a few videos of that as well. So I hope you enjoy our video, and I'm so glad to share this with you. I love Farm Week, and I'm super happy I was able to create a video to share a little bit more about the farm life with you. So let's take a look at all of the animals behind me, which I'm sure you can hear. On my farm, I raise Boer goats. Boer goats are traditionally known to have a brown head, which we call red, and a white body. So you'll see some of my goats here. This one has a red back end, so sometimes you get that too. Not all of mine are colored the way that they mostly are. This one too has just a white belt around her belly. And this is her baby. Her baby's extra special. I think he is so handsome. He is definitely one of my favorites. These babies were born about a month ago, so close to Valentine's Day. They were born, if not a little bit after. And I'll keep walking here. This one's one of my favorites. Her name is Gracie, and she has a little girl here. Female goats are called doe kids or does, whereas male or boy goats are called bucks. And I will show you the boy goat, the daddy goat, to all of these babies in just a few seconds. This one is Sadie. She is my oldest goat that I have here. I've had her. She is 8 years old, which is crazy. And her baby's back there. She just had one this year. And that was all. This goat's name is Boots. Boots had her babies exactly on Valentine's Day, the morning of Valentine's Day, and she too is not colored all white with just a little brown on her head. She has a really cool coloration too, and these are her babies. She had a male, so a boy, and then the little girl's back there in the trough. One thing you might not know about goats is that they love to jump and play, they love climbing, and they are very, very, very busy babies. They are super active all of the time. So these are just some of the babies that I have on the farm right now. Not all of my goats are named, but some of them are. This mom, she's been busy. She had 3 babies, and then, oh, it looks like the neighbor goat. It looks like her baby is over here also, and I don't think she likes that very much. When it's time to feed the goats, they eat grain. So they eat a grain like this. It has lots of good, healthy, nutritious stuff in it for them, including hay that is ground up into like a pellet. We call these pellets. Corn, alfalfa, all sorts of goodies to keep them nice and healthy. And there's lots of protein to give them energy and give weight to their bodies, and keeping them nice and strong. They also really love corn, but sometimes too much corn makes their bellies sick because corn is a lot sweeter than the grain that we feed here today. Goats also, of course, drink lots and lots of water, especially these goats right now because they have babies and they're feeding their babies. So you'll notice some of them have udders on them, and that's what their babies drink from, kind of like a cow. However, these types of goats, we can't drink. We can't drink their milk, just their babies can drink their milk. But they drink lots and lots of water. They have buckets full that they suck down every day. And then, of course, the hay rack back there, I have to fill that up because they eat that down too. They love hay, which is just grass that has been cut and dried into a square, or more like a rectangular prism if you want to get technical. So I'm going to show you what the dad goat looks like. And his name is Max. So we'll head out here and see if Max is out here. Oh, and he is. So this is Max. Come here, Max. Max is one big boy, I'll tell you that. And he is friendly. He's hungry. So this is Max, and he's the daddy goat. His horns are a lot bigger and thicker. He has spider webs on his nose. Uh-oh. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, goats eat hay, and their bedding is straw. So this is straw. It's a lot softer. Straw is made from wheat or barley, so those are both plants that you grow and let dry, or grow and let kind of dry out, almost die, and then you cut it off and you bale it into a bale. So this is a bale that I cut into already, but see how it kind of looks like a rectangular prism? This is a straw bale. That's what the goats sleep on. That's what's super soft. You'll notice their pens are yellow. And then I'll take you over to the hay mound and show you what hay looks like. Hay is a more green color, and it's a little bit more coarse. It's not so soft. The straw is really soft and falls apart easily, so it's something soft that they can lay on. And the difference between hay and straw is hay is simply made of something different. Hay is made of grass. It's a lot greener than the straw is. If you were to let your yard grow and not mow it for a few months, you would be able to make hay off of it. Hay is simply grass that is grown tall. You cut it with a fancy mower, and then it falls down. You let it dry, and then you bale it up into these rectangular prism shapes tied together with some twine. If you can see the binder twine there's 2 pieces of binder twine that hold it together. I cut it with a scissors, and then I pull flakes off just like this. That's part of a bale. That's what's left of it. I've used most of it, and I toss it over into the trough for the goats to enjoy. Another type of animal that I have on the farm is a chicken. So I have 4 chickens right now, 3 hens and 1 rooster. This one is a hen. A hen is the name of a female or a girl chicken. A rooster is the name of a boy or a male chicken. And the biggest difference is that female chickens, so hens, they lay eggs, and roosters do not lay eggs. So they do not lay eggs. A hen lays an egg every single day, at least most of the time. Every once in a while, it takes longer than a day for them to produce an egg. The other big difference is the way that they look. So hens are about the same size as a rooster. Sometimes the roosters are a lot taller, a lot bigger, and they often have prettier feathers. Their feathers are sometimes different. So my rooster is a really dark color. He's not as orange as this one. He's more like a dark red. The other big difference is that the red thing on top of her head is called a cone. The rooster's cone is a lot bigger, whereas her cone is just small. And so I'll hold her up here and see if she lets me so you can see her full body. These are her feathers. So she has a really soft feather on top, and then larger, more rough feeling feathers here on the bottom. These are her feathers that help her fly. Chickens really do not fly far. They're not like your regular birds, but they can fly up, mainly because at nighttime they like to do something called roosting. They like to sit up high. It's just something that they learn to do in case there are predators or things that can hurt them kind of down on the ground overnight. And so roosters like to roost up high. Hens like to roost up high so they're safe from anything, and they're just comfortable up there. So I'll show you her body, her feet, and her head. One more animal I have for you is a cat. So I have about 14 cats here on the farm. This is Little Miss. She was born close to the beginning of the school year, and she had 2 brothers, so it was her and 2 brothers. My favorite thing about her is her little white spot under her chin and on her mouth, and you can kind of see it there. But she is the youngest, the littlest one I have on the farm right now. Everybody else is kind of grown up, but how about it? I have so many cats around here. Now let's take a look at dairy farming. A family friend of mine works on a dairy farm, so he allowed me to come and video what his day looks like. These cows are milked 2 times a day, once in the morning and once again at night. Here you'll see them filing into their stalls. They're used to doing this, so they know exactly where to go every single time. They'll line up and back themselves in. That way, the milking can get started. You'll see that their udders are full, which means they're ready to be milked. All day long, their body is making milk. That way, they can feed their babies and produce milk that we can collect to clean and drink later. Here they are in the parlor. The space where the cows are milked is called the parlor. The parlor is like a barn with cement floors for the animals to walk on and cement floors for the people to walk on. The people are lower than the cows, which you'll notice in the video. The first step in preparing the cows for milking is to clean down the parlor. You want to make sure that your surfaces are super clean because you're collecting milk for people to drink. The next step is called the pre-dip. This is Tony dipping the teats in iodine to make sure they're nice and clean. After the pre-dip, it's time to hook up the milkers. You'll see that the milkers attach to the ceiling, they swing around, and they are like suction cups, and they suck on to each of the teats, kind of like a vacuum, or like your vacuum hose at home. Once the teats are inside the tubes will suck and collect all of the milk. In the next video, you'll see the milk traveling up and into the tank. There's all the milk being collected, and it travels up the tube, across the ceiling, and into this big holding tank. The milk is stored here until the big milk truck comes to collect it. One of the best parts of a dairy farm are its adorable babies. Any extra milk that has been collected can be stored in a bottle and fed to the little babies. Next, we're going to learn about making hay. As I mentioned before, hay is simply grass that is cut and dried and baled into a bale. You'll see in this video, the first implement being used is called a disc bine. This disc bine is like one big giant mower, and it cuts the grass and spits it out the back. The grass will lay flat and bake in the sunshine until it's dry. Eventually, we use the tractor to create a row of hay and then feed it through the baler to turn it into a small bale and kick it out onto the wagon. Thanks so much for watching!